Okay, the Generalized Time Sequence Model, also by the same author, Weiner, in 1991. So this model um, solve the problem of the previous model that does not explain accident in a time sequence. Okay, there is no time sequence in energy damage. There is no time sequence in loss control model. But in this model, there is time sequence. What happened before, what happened during, what happened after. Okay, so the time zone is divided into three zones: time zone 1, time zone 2, and time zone 3. Time zone 1 is precondition. Okay, precondition. Precondition is the same like lack of control and basic causes. Yeah, basic causes in loss causation model. So within this time zone 1, the precondition is the development of conditions supporting possible event mechanism. Those are the things that people do that after a period of time it would support, yeah, the accident later. Or if you use the term by Professor James Reason in the Swiss cheese model, it's called latent condition. Yeah? And also active failures during this precondition. So these are all things that happens inside an organization, whether it is a failure or not, whether it is supposed to do or not, it all contributes to triggering the event, to triggering the event. So in time zone 2 is the occurrence. Okay. In the occurrence, there are three division. Three division: 1, 2, 3. So if you look at the middle, this is the event. The event is the event lah. What is the event? Explosion, fire, people are poisoned, people got torn ligament, people, the structured collapse, something from overfall. That is the event. Right before the event, there is this period. Okay, the initiation of event mechanism. If you refer to loss causation model, this is called immediate cause. Okay, what causes the event to happen at that moment of time, right before the event? Okay, so in an example of Mrs. Kelly, the event would be she tore her ligament. So here, it's where she pushed the cut with extra force. Okay, and at the same point of time, this is where the wheel of the trolley become dodgy. So it's here. And if you ask why that happens, it's in here, the development. That is the basic causes, because there is no poor maintenance, blah blah blah. So it's a combination of everything from the basic causes to the lack of control, lumps into one time zone lah, one preconditions. So and then after the event, there is another shape here. This is the specific outcome. What happened after the event? For example, if an explosion happened, so what immediately happened right after that? Are there people injured? Are there people dead? Are there destructions of? Were there release of the dangerous chemicals into the atmosphere or impacting the surrounding community? Okay. And then you go to the time zone 3, the consequences. So this is what you do, what the organization do, what are the other organization do that to help what's going on, to minimize the damage. If it's fire, okay, the fire might spread, after many days. So what do people do there to contain the fire from spreading? In some of the disaster, the fire happens for days. So what does people do to make sure that the fire does not spread to other places. What does the people do to make sure that the injured is treated properly so that they don't die later on? Yeah. So what does the people do to ensure that release of chemicals can be contained? Can be contained. It does not have big impact to the surrounding areas. Okay, how do they recover? Damage control. Okay, how do the injured people, the injured victims rehabilitated and goes back to work? Okay, so this time zone is the period where the outcome of the accident is being controlled and put back to normal. Put back to normal. How does the organization return to normalcy? In time zone 1, are the development of conditions supporting yes, of course, management factors. Management lack of control and basic causes. It includes everything that goes that happened prior to initiation. Okay, and then you can see above this purplish line is above. Okay, this is where opportunity arises. So number 1 is opportunity to control the risk. Okay, between here to here. So risk will be created here, risk will be created here, risk will be created here, risk will be created here. This is where the management have the opportunity to improve, to ensure that this doesn't causes this, doesn't causes this, doesn't causes this. Okay, that is the supervisory system. Now, in your explanation in your slide, you have to find out what is the loss of opportunity loss. For example, in the Mrs. Kelly case, okay, there is an opportunity to make sure that all of the trolleys are in good condition. The wheels are all okay, not dodgy. So when an accident happened to Mrs. Kelly, then that is the lost opportunity. Lost opportunity to make sure that all trolleys are maintained. So you go, when you explain, you go to the negative, loss of opportunity. But to explain this model, you use the above to prevent accident from happening. Okay, so this part is to prevent the accident from happening. Okay, this part, opportunity for active control of the occurrences, this is where the opportunity to control the accident from becoming worse. From becoming worse. Accident already happened here, but there is still opportunity for damage control, for control, not to to not let the fire spread, to not let the explosion from one area to go to another area, right? And at the end of this is the opportunity for damage control and rehabilitation. To say, to avoid injured people from dying, to avoid contaminated areas to affect, or to spread to another area, to avoid loss of economy. If there is oil spillage, for example, if you don't do anything about it, then the aquatic life, the fishes, will all be killed, and that will affect the economy of the people around there. There is long-term impact. So there is opportunity to avoid that from happening. This is in the time zone 3, and the opportunity for recovery. Okay, you have to plan ahead. Okay, how do we recover if such thing happen? If an explosion happen, so what is our plan to quickly recover? If there is a loss of containment, a release of dangerous chemical, what is our plan to make sure that, okay, we can recover quickly so that that chemical will not spread, yeah, to the other district, to the other state, and whatnot. Yeah, this is the time sequence model. So the planning covers before, during, and even after. In time zone 2, those damage control mean the quick response. It is the quick response. Yeah? Quick response. Prevention is in time zone 1. Okay. Quick response is in time zone 2. This is where quick response. For example, if fire started small, okay, so there should be a plan to kill that fire before it spreads. Okay. If the fire causes an explosion, there is a quick response to ensure that the fire does not cause big destruction. Okay. If it something outcome happens, for example, there are a lot of people injured. Okay, maybe 50 people injured. What is the quick response to make sure that the injured people can recover and not die? Okay, so maybe you have a fire and then you find 50 victims and then you don't know what to do. You just look at them and waiting for the ambulance to come, waiting for the doctors to come. You don't do anything, and then when the victim comes into the ambulance, already too late. They're already dying. The doctors and nurses, the hospital cannot do anything because you don't do anything.